Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Minnesota Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us tonight. We have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. If your question is for one specific presenter, just make sure to name their school in your question so they know the question's aimed at them. Your cameras and microphones are off, so the panelists can't see or hear you. This presentation is being recorded. It'll be available within about a week at the website strivescan.com/Minnesota. We are in session F5, right center, bottom part of the screen that I am sharing. Those are the 6 schools getting ready to present, and that is the order of their presentations. So I've gotten the housekeeping stuff out of the way. I will step out of the way now and turn it over to our first presentation from the representative from Carleton College.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alex Cardenas. I am an admissions officer for Carleton College. I graduated just last year with a degree in psychology. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. So I somehow found my way over here to beautiful Minnesota. We actually had a very beautiful day today, but I only have 6 minutes to kind of share my presentation with you. So we're going to jump right into it. Now, you are all in your college search process, and to be honest with you, there are a lot of great schools out there, and a lot of schools are going to give you equally great education. And so I want to talk about just 3 things today that make Carleton a bit more distinctive, a bit more unique, to hopefully help you remember Carleton later down the line. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is our location. I mentioned we're in Minnesota, we're in Northfield, and I'll get more into that in a bit. Secondly is our trimester calendar. We don't operate on a semester schedule like most high schools and colleges and universities do, but we do 3 terms per year. And lastly, my favorite part about Carleton is the community there. I know it sounds cliche, cheesy, but it's true. And if you ask any Carl about what drew them to Carleton, chances are it's going to be some form of the community or the people. So first things first is our location. Where are we? We are in Northfield, Minnesota. Northfield is 45 minutes south of the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, if you're familiar. The best way and the quickest way I could describe Northfield is if you've ever seen a Hallmark movie, you've pretty much have seen Northfield. And if you haven't seen a Hallmark movie, that's okay. Just think the quintessential, beautiful, Christmas snowy landscape where our downtown is just filled with mom and pop shops. Although a bit, like 10 minutes outside, there's a Target. So that's the closest, franchise that you're going to get outside of Northfield. One of the 2 other things that are very specific about Minnesota, and actually now that I'm seeing the schools that you'll also hear from aren't too specific, but is that winter. I'm originally from California where our year is basically just summer all year long. But at Carleton, you're going to experience snow. You're going to experience cold, and that's just a fact of life. But one of those nice, beautiful factors of being able to experience winter is our arboretum. We have an 800-acre arboretum. I'd like to think of it like a forest in your backyard. And there's a ton of stuff to do there from, recreation. You can go skiing, Nordic skiing. You can go take pictures to research. Active research is done through many different classes. I did a couple of research projects in the ARB at my time. But the next thing I want to talk about is the trimester system. So I mentioned Carleton operates on 3 10-week terms, and trimesters have their advantages and disadvantages just like everything else in this world. But one of those things is that we have 3 classes per term as opposed to most semester schools where you're going to be taking 4 classes. And so if you do the math, that ends up to being 9 classes per year, which is generally 1 more. Being 10 weeks, it also means it's pretty fast paced. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Carleton is a pretty rigorous school. Being fast paced, our professors do expect a lot of students, and that's totally normal. We expect that from our students too, and it's possible to go through. I graduated, and I, to be again completely honest, was not a straight A student in high school. But some of the things that really help with that transition from high school to college is our unique first-year argument and inquiry courses. These are courses that are only for first years, and they're kind of a transitionary course to help you get accustomed to what college courses are like, to help you get accustomed to what support services there are. And Carleton does to be frank, put a lot of money and effort and energy into making sure that every student is supported across multiple areas of their college experience. Now, fast forward a few years, we're going to jump into your senior year in Carleton. One of the other unique things that we do is we require every senior to complete this comprehensive project, like a capstone project, where you are going to be taking in and putting your 4 years of knowledge that you've spent at Carleton into making this one, usually around 30, 40-page research paper or project. It looks different across the departments, but that's the easiest way to describe it, is like a master's level thesis at the undergraduate level. And the last thing to talk about Carleton with our trimester system is off-campus studies. At Carleton, chances are you are going to study abroad at least once. You can see 70% of students study abroad once. And of those 70, I'd say around 35% study abroad more than once. I had a friend study abroad 4 times. 2 of those times went in her junior year. Trust me, she loved Carleton, but she also loved studying abroad. So that was that. The last thing I want to talk about is the community at Carleton. This is the real reason why a lot of students choose Carleton. Now, I mentioned Northfield being that quintessential hallmark type town, and it's true. You're walking downtown and people will stop and be like, "Hey, like, how's it going?" And coming from California, I was totally taken aback by this. I'm like, "Oh, like, do I know you? Do I have something on my face? Why are you talking to me?" But no, like, people here are genuinely nice. You'll hear occasionally get thrown around Minnesota nice. That's true. And at Carleton too. Carleton students, but not only the students, the faculty and the staff care about you. I can almost guarantee that at some point or another, you'll visit a professor's house. I know my freshman year, I visited one of my teacher's houses. He invited all of us to his house, and we had spaghetti. We met his family. We met his 2 large dogs. They were super, 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 super cute. But again, going more to the objective stuff, like Carleton every year is ranked #1 in undergraduate teaching. Now, how they get to that ranking and what they actually look at, I don't know, but we're like #1, so I like to brag about it in some sense. You can read more what that's like there, but what I want you to take away from this is that Carleton is a place where you're going to have a unique experience, where you're going to have students, faculty, and staff who care about you, and where you're going to feel supported to explore whatever kind of degree or career you would like to have. All right, so that's about my time. Here's just my email, but I'll answer any questions that you guys shoot specifically for me later down. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. And you mentioned answering questions. How do you submit the questions? Use the Q&A button. You can do that at any time, and you can submit questions to any of our representatives. And if it's for a specific school, just make sure to name the school in your question. Up next, let's hear from the representatives from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
Good evening, Minnesota. My name is Mara Miller, and I'm an Assistant Director of Admissions with Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. If you have heard of Embry-Riddle at all, you have probably associated with us with our aviation training. That is where our university's roots go back to. And if that is a goal of yours, you can come to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University and major in aeronautical science to become a professional pilot. As you can see here, we have a variety of other degree programs offered in this college that are aviation related if you're interested in an aviation career but don't necessarily want to be the pilot. Next, we have our College of Arts and Sciences. This college houses a variety of degree programs, including biology, physiology, astronomy, physics, psychology, computers, as well as forensic programs. We also have a college or school of business. There are a variety of programs that may or may not be aviation related. Regardless of where you'd like to go in your career, we have a really strong business program. But if you're specifically interested in working in the aviation industry, aviation business administration will definitely give you that edge over other business graduates, because you'll have a really solid knowledge of how the aviation industry operates, and it will make you a very desirable graduate to aviation and aerospace companies. The College of Engineering is actually our largest college, with aerospace engineering being the largest degree program that we offer through our university. And no wonder it is ranked #1 in the nation by US News and World Report. This program is a combination of aeronautical and astronautical engineering. It, along with the other engineering programs at our university, have a strong focus on hands-on learning. So you're not just going to be in the classroom taking notes, you're going to have the opportunity to interact with laboratories and with hands-on experience. Lastly, we have our College of Security and Intelligence Studies. This is a very unique degree. The programs within this college focus on security, intelligence, and analysis. Students who pursue degrees in this college usually have their eye on working for the CIA or the FBI or another 3-letter agency, but there are definitely corporate avenues that you can follow. You can also use Global Security Intelligence Studies as a pre-law degree. Also, the Cyber Intelligence and Security is another really important program. This field is in high demand right now. There are just not enough people who have these skill sets. I alluded earlier to the hands-on opportunities in our College of Engineering, but really this is a feature of all of the degree programs that we offer at our university. Take, for example, in our College of Aviation, we've got our flight team. They compete with other collegiate aviation programs across the nation. Embry-Riddle has the winningest team in the nation. But as you'll see here as some examples, there are undergraduate research and project opportunities across the board, regardless of the program that you are in. We do have 2 residential campuses. We have our Prescott, Arizona campus is located in the mountains of northern Arizona. Don't be fooled by the picture you have in your head of Arizona. Up in Prescott, we actually have a little bit of snow going on today. In contrast, we have our beach campus, Daytona Beach, Florida. They are located 5 miles from the beach. The Arizona campus is smaller at 3,000 students. The Florida campus is larger at 7,000 students, but regardless, you are going to enjoy small class sizes, on average 25 students. All classes are taught by faculty. We do not have graduate students or TAs that do any teaching at all. We also have over 200 clubs and organizations. These are going to span anywhere from professional organizations, special interest groups. There's a skydiving club. We also offer a variety of intercollegiate sports as well as club and intramural. We have a very large Air Force ROTC program with a strong pilot selection rate. We also offer Army ROTC and Navy ROTC at our Daytona Beach, Florida campus. The best time to apply for admission is in the fall of your senior year. We usually start reviewing applications around September. If you happen to be a senior, we are still accepting applications, so it's not too late to apply. We do ask that you choose one campus to apply to when you submit your application. We've got a fee waiver code listed here, so if you want to jot that down, you don't have to submit the $50 application fee with this code. And then all you'll need to do is send us a transcript, and that will complete your file, unless you want to include any other optional documents. We do not have minimum requirements for admission because we like to review students on an individual basis, but I will emphasize to you that it's important that you meet the math and science requirements for the program you're looking at, particularly if you're looking at a technical major such as engineering. You want to make sure that you're prepared to go into calculus and calculus-based physics. Here I've got my contact information. I am the admissions counselor for this region for students interested in the Prescott, Arizona campus. And also in attendance in this webinar is my colleague, Rebecca Klages, and she is your admissions counselor if you are interested in the Daytona Beach campus. And I believe she'll be putting our contact information in the chat. So thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. And once again, I will repeat this, that if you have questions for any of our presenters, make sure to ask them. Go ahead and use the Q&A button at any time to ask your questions. And if it's for a specific school, just name the school in your question. Up next, we'll hear from the Illinois Institute of Technology.
Awesome, thank you. I'm going to share my screen really quick. So my name's Kaylin, and I'm an admission counselor at Illinois Institute of Technology, and we are located in Chicago, Illinois. So just kind of going over a couple of key things. We are a STEM university. We're the only tech-focused university in Chicago, and we have a variety of programs available for our students. So we offer engineering programs, architecture, a variety of computer-based programs. We're the first university in the Midwest to offer an artificial intelligence program at the undergraduate level. We also have a variety of your traditional sciences, as well as non-STEM degrees like communication, behavioral health and wellness, global studies, and then of course, business administration is available for our students. We do have right around 3,000 undergraduate students, so we are a smaller campus. We're roughly about 3 blocks by 4 blocks, and our student to faculty ratio is 12:1. So your average class size is going to be 22 students. So you're really going to get to know your professors, you're going to get to know your peers, some kind of descriptor words that our students refer to themselves as is nerdy chic, innovative, entrepreneurs, hands-on learners, interdisciplinary. So if any of those resonate with you, Illinois Tech may be a really good fit for you. We have a ton of out of classroom experiences available for our students. So there are a multitude of research opportunities that students can pursue. We have students starting research as early as their 2nd semester with us. And there's a variety of ways of finding that. We offer, we have Elevate, which is a hub that lists all different research opportunities, study abroad opportunities, short courses you can take, internships and things like that to make it really easy for students to access this information. One thing that we always love to talk about is our interprofessional projects program. You're required to take 2 classes of the iPro, and you're tasked to solve a real world problem. So we'll have outside companies provide prompts for students, our faculty members will, and students will work with students from all across the campus. So you'll collaborate with architecture students, other engineering students, business students. So some past iPro projects, we had a group of students design a mesh net to be placed inside washing machines to collect microfibers from entering the water supply. One of our more recent ones was students designed an app to track food waste while you were grocery shopping. And one of the ones that we always love to mention is that students created like a home run radar system for the White Sox, and they still use it to this day. So as an Illinois Tech student, you're going to get a fantastic education here, but you're also going to have ample opportunities to go and explore, whether that's through research, internships, and things like that. We do also have tons of social things for you to do. So while, of course, the academic part of a college is really important, you definitely want to make sure that you kind of find your home away from home. So we have over 150 student organizations available. These range from professional organizations to more fun opportunities. We have a variety of a cappella groups. We have a Quidditch team if you're like a Harry Potter fan, student government, and all types of things here available on our campus. You know, if there's something on campus that, or if we don't have an organization that you're looking for, it's very easy to start a new organization on campus. So we constantly see new ones popping up. We're also a Division III university. So if you're looking to be a student athlete, we have those opportunities here as well. For living on campus, we actually have about 70% of our students living on campus, so we're definitely residential based. There's a variety of dorming options available for our students, as you can see listed up top. This picture here is our row village, which is suite style. These open spaces up here are balconies, and you actually get a fantastic view of the firework display from the White Sox. So this is definitely a dorm to be checking out if you're thinking about attending us. Now to switch gears to talk a little bit about the application process. We are on the Common App and it's free to apply. We are test optional for fall 21. So if you're a senior and you're still looking to apply, we are accepting applications up until August 1st. Any juniors in the audience, our application will most likely open up in August. And then we are most likely going to be test optional again, but just keep an eye on our website to confirm this. What we do need is your official high school transcript and a letter of recommendation. We will accept up to 3 letters of recommendation. It is optional to submit a portfolio if you're thinking about applying to our architecture program, which is a 5-year professional bachelor's program, but not required as part of the admission process. Off to the right-hand side, you can see kind of what our class profile looks like. So Illinois Tech is academically rigorous. We want to see that students are challenging themselves with honors and AP courses and that they're doing well. And we definitely want to see that you've taken 4 years of a math and science, and definitely thinking about that pre-calc track of going, you know, Calc AB and things like that, especially if you're looking at some of our STEM programs. We do have a variety of scholarships available. As you can see, all students who apply are automatically considered for a merit-based scholarship. So these are the Henry T. Hildes for domestic students. We have international scholarships available as well. And we also have full tuition scholarships. So once you get to your senior year, you're definitely going to want to apply by November 15th. That's our priority scholarship deadline to be considered for some of these full tuition opportunities. So make sure you keep November 15th marked in your calendar so that way you can get everything in. As you can see, we do need some separate applications for these full tuition ones, but Camerus is the only full tuition scholarship where you don't have to submit a separate application. And before I end, I just want to share my contact information again. So my name's Kaylin. I work with all students from Minnesota. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. I am more than happy to answer them. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And once again, questions can be asked during the session using the Q&A button on your screen. And if it's for a specific school, just name the school in your question. Up next, let's hear from St. Cloud State University.
All right. My name is Catherine Jesperson. I am one of the admissions counselors here. My video is not showing. Sorry about that. So St. Cloud State is a medium-sized school. We're about 12,608 students. So if you compare us to the University of Minnesota, they're about 50 to 60,000, and to a private school or community college, they're about 4,000 to 5,000. So we say we're not too big, we're not too small, we're just right. With majors, we have about 200 majors and minors with about 50 to 60 graduate and PhD programs. If you wanted to go in for more education, you can definitely do that. We are known for nursing, engineering, business, education, criminal justice, and psychology, but obviously there's a lot to choose from. So a lot of students who are undecided, they have about 200 different majors to pick from. We also have a career center. So if you're still undecided, we have different interest inventories that students can take, so we can help you figure out that way. Other unique programs to St. Cloud State is meteorology, mass communications, cybersecurity, real estate, software engineering, information systems, and radiology technology. We also have 250 plus clubs and organizations. So going and getting engaged on campus, I know a lot of different campuses have what's called for us Main Street, where students can walk around and kind of meet different people and network, as well as the different clubs and organizations that are around. So we are known for Bass Fishing Club. We're also known for Smash Bros Club, but we have like Skydiving Club, Aviation Club. The list kind of goes on and on. Whatever you're kind of like looking for, we probably have it. St. Cloud State is in central Minnesota, so we're about an hour away from the Twin Cities and an hour from Brainerd, so not very far away. It's kind of like a nice medium in the middle. We do have 3 campuses. We have our central campus, like I said, in St. Cloud, and then we also have a campus in Annick, England. So if you've seen Harry Potter 1 or 2, that castle in the movie is actually the castle you live in. So you live there, you eat there, take classes there. St. Cloud State professors are over there. And then our other campus is Plymouth, and that's usually for our grad students. An average class size is about 18. That's more when you get into your major classes. So for me, when I got into my major at St. Cloud State and alumni, woohoo, my smallest class size was about 10. We do have 35 plus education abroad programs in more than 20 countries. So we have long-term and we have short-term. The long-term is like a semester to a year, and then short-term is like spring break, winter break, and summer break. And then we have the first year experience opportunities. So you can go to England, like I talked about before, Australia, South Africa, as well as Malaysia. So those are our biggest ones. We're also known for diversity. So we have about 20 to 30% of our students of color. Athletics, we are D1 in hockey with women's and men's, and then we are D2 in the rest of our sports. Right now, we're the 5 times national wrestling champs. So woo for us. In the St. Cloud State community, in the city of St. Cloud is about 68,000. There's a lot of things to do around that area. So Beaver Island Trail is right along our Mississippi River, which we are right along, as you saw in that previous picture. It's about 5 to 6 miles. A lot of students like rollerblading, biking, things like that. Quarry Park is another fan favorite. It's a big body of water where students jump off of cliffs into the body of water, so that's super fun. and Powder Ridge Ski Hill if you're a person who has a snowboard to go outside, ski, cross-country skiing, snowboarding, snowshoeing, what have you. Other attractions is we do have a mall and a movie theater in town. 86% of our students found jobs in Minnesota, 95% of related fields of the 98% employed, and 14% get their education at 114 institutions. This is from this previous year, so pretty up to date. So if you're planning on applying with us, we look at a 3.0 GPA. If you have anything above that, you're automatically in the institution. If you have anything below that, we look at your application as a whole and might ask you some questions. For the application itself, we need the application as well as your high school transcript. We are always free, so no matter what, we are permanently free. We're also test optional. So if you did decide to put your score of your ACT or SAT in, we would have some scholarship opportunities for you, as well as AccuPlacers. For deadlines, we are rolling admission. So we'll take applications all the way up until August 9th. We do have a presidential scholarship that closes on March 31st, and we have Husky scholarships that also end at March 31st. So tuition is about $19,136 for Minnesota and Wisconsin. As you can see, the different states, you can kind of see what we have. The breakdown is going to be on your right. So $8,668 is tuition and fees. We're banded tuition, which means whether you take 12 credits all the way up to 18, it costs the same amount. Housing meal plan, that's the most expensive dorm with the most expensive meal plan. And books and supplies, that's a high estimation. So this is our presidential scholarship. So if you can see the graph on the side. So if you're in the top 30% of your class, have a 3.3 GPA or a 23 on your ACT, you could be getting money from us automatically by just applying to us. So it's renewable up to 4 years. You do have to be a full-time student as well as maintain a 3.5 GPA. So say we grant you $1,000, that's $1,000 per year for your 4 years, so $4,000. And the last thing I will say is that some things that I would recommend at looking at when you're choosing a school is location, engagement. So what kind of clubs they have on campus, cost, as well as location and size. So yeah, that is it for me.
Thank you very much. And once again, I'll remind everyone, Q&A button is where you can ask questions. Do that at any time to any of our presenters. Up next, we'll hear from Texas Christian University.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jill Countryman. I'm with TCU, Texas Christian University. Thanks for being here tonight. I know you could be doing a lot of things with your Thursday evening, but thanks for being here. All right, let's see if I can get my screen to move here. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my screen is not advancing. So I'll just talk a little bit about TCU, guys. I apologize about that. It worked in the practice session. Texas Christian University is a medium-sized private university. We have under 10,000 undergraduate students. Students come from all 50 states, over 87 different countries, and actually our 10th largest group of students on our campus are from the state of Minnesota. So way to represent. At the university, we have 132 different majors and minors, everything from fine arts, such as modern dance, ballet, musical theater, to pre-medicine, such as biology, neuroscience, so on and so forth. We also have majors like engineering and education. In fact, at TCU, we're the only university in the United States with 2 laboratory schools for children with special needs. So it's a great place to become a teacher. Other things that I want to talk about are location. We're located down in Texas. We're in Fort Worth, Texas. Fort Worth is actually the 13th largest city in the United States. So it's actually bigger than Minneapolis and St. Paul pushed together. It's also larger than Milwaukee. It's also larger than Indianapolis, but it's not as big as Chicago. It's a great size, and that works really well for our students because we want them to be able to use the city as their backdrop for their career shadowing experiences, student teaching experiences, and just fun things to do when they're not in class. Speaking of fun things to do when our students aren't in class, we have many activities on our campus. Fantastic fine arts program, and you can get in free to all of our fine arts programs, the musicals, the recitals, all of those things. We're also a Division I athletic school. We're part of the Big 12 Athletic Conference. We're actually the smallest school in the Big 12. And because of that, we are able to let our students in free to all of our home athletic events. So go Frogs. We just love that our students are there to really cheer us on. Other things that I would like to talk about is the application process. At TCU, we actually accept 4 different applications. We have our own TCU application. We're part of the common application. Because we're located in the state of Texas, we're part of Applied Texas. And then this past year, we just joined the coalition application. So any of the 4 will work. Something else you should know if you're planning to apply, and I hope you will, we are test optional again for the next 2 recruitment cycles. So if you are a student who has been able to take the ACT or SAT or plans to, and you get your scores back and you think, wow, these are great scores, or you're really proud of your scores, feel free to submit them. If you're a student who takes the exams or chooses not to, it's okay. We really don't, you're not at any disadvantage with the admission committee. Speaking of the admission committee, it's a very holistic process. Our average GPA for students who were admitted this past year was a 3.56 unweighted GPA and a 4-point scale. We do look at not only your unweighted GPA, we're also looking at the rigor of curriculum. Have you taken some challenging classes? We don't expect you to take all the challenging classes at your high school, but have you tested yourself in a couple of different areas? We're looking at your essay, we're looking at your resume or the list of activities. We use that to see what your leadership skills are like and how you're managing your time. And of course, we're looking at your recommendations from your counselor, your teachers, and maybe even an employer or a coach who wants to write a recommendation about you. As I said, we're located down in Fort Worth, Texas. We have been open for campus visits, although we have really small groups of visitors right now. So I know that all of our campus visits are taken through the end of April, but we will be opening up some opportunities in May, June, July, and August, and those will probably show up on our registration site in the middle of April. I will make sure that at the end of this session that I go ahead and put my contact information. I'll also put the link for our campus visits and just some other things that I think you might want to check out. Again, I apologize for the slideshow. Email me if you'd like to see it and I can send you the link or direct you to one of our virtual activities. Or if you really want to see it, we can do a Zoom together and I'll take you through the whole thing. So thanks for taking a look at TCU. As I said, medium-sized university located in Fort Worth, Texas, Division I for athletics. And we are the only university in the world that's known as the Horned Frogs. Go Frogs. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you very much. And I'll mention the Q&A again, so you can ask questions of any of our representatives. Also, the chat, you can see information coming from the representatives to you, like links and contact info and that sort of thing. So pay attention to that as well. Up next, let's hear from the University of Sioux Falls.
Sorry, I still muted myself. So hello and welcome. My name is Samantha Nelson and I am from the University of Sioux Falls. I am an admissions counselor here. So if you have any questions in the future or going forward, feel free to reach out. I will make sure I put my contact information in the chat box after I'm done here. Just to give you a quick overview about the University of Sioux Falls and who we are and what we have available, USF is a private liberal arts college who offers over 90 plus different majors and minors. As you can tell from our name, we are located in Sioux Falls. If you aren't familiar with where Sioux Falls is, you can see from the map on the screen that I have up, just kind of where we are. We're about 3.5 hours away from Minneapolis, St. Paul area. So not a bad commute by any means if you're up by the Twin Cities area. We are a campus of just over 1,600 students from 38 different states, 14 different countries. So we have a diverse background, not to mention that we are in a very up and coming city. Just to tell you a bit more about that up and coming city, Sioux Falls has a population of around 250,000, people in the metro area. We're actually one of the best cities consistently named in the top 10 for young adults. And that's just due to a variety of factors, including our multi-million-dollar hospitals, which are actually located in USF's backyard. There's 2 of them, Sanford and Avera McKinnon, which provide ample amount of opportunities for our students. We have large banking headquarters, nonprofits, manufacturing companies, you kind of name it, we got it. We're a growing city. They say we're around 1,000, we're increasing around 1,000 people each year. So if that doesn't seem like a lot, if you take the percentage of Sioux Falls and 1,000, it actually is growing by one of the fastest in the United States right now. The most important factor that we want you to know, and that I think a lot of students and their families that you guys have questions about, is what are you getting from a college education? You want to make sure that your time and money are well worth it. And so the biggest statistic or fact that we want you to know is that 99% of USF graduates are consistently being placed in the career of their choice or into the grad school of their choice within 6 months of finishing at USF. That number is consistently high across all of our majors. It's something we're very proud of, and we actively strive to maintain through a variety of different ways. One of them is going to be through our academic advising process. So we are one of the smaller schools, I believe, in this group. But we also have classroom sizes that range anywhere from 10 to 25 to 70. It kind of just all depends on your program. Your academic advisor will be someone that you're paired with within the first couple days of school starting. You're going to meet with them, and they're going to walk with you throughout your entire time at the University of Sioux Falls. They really become like a mentor to you, if I'm being honest. I know that I still talk to my academic advisor to this day, and I'm quite a few years out of college. More about USF is a community. I think, you know, it's a well-known thing that college is a really great spot to meet people, meet friends, kind of find your own way in this world. And at USF, our students are doing an incredible job at being able to just utilize all the resources that not only our campus has, but the city has to kind of just discover who they are. On campus, we have 6 different residence halls, which are 4 different styles. So anywhere from the traditional to the pod style, suite style, or apartment style to live on. We have 100+ different clubs and organizations. I truly think there's a little bit of something for everyone on this campus, anywhere from intramurals to a Chutes and Ladders League to a hammocking club, culture club. There is a lot going on, even though we are a smaller campus, which is incredible. We are also a faith-based school. That's something that's very important to us. But one of the best parts about being a faith-based school is that USF does not force any of the religious options onto our students. Everything is by choice. And so if you choose to partake on our campus activities in that way, we welcome you. But we have students from a variety of backgrounds and beliefs and whatnot. So we have a very, very diverse campus. If you are looking to do a more organized activity like the finer performing arts or athletics, we have 4 different ensembles for band and choir. We also have theater you can get a scholarship for, and you can also, I believe, get an art scholarship. So if you're like thinking architecture or painting, there's a few different mediums I believe we accept for that. Athletics, we are part of the NCAA Division II. So as you can see, we have a long list of athletics that we offer. If any of you are interested in partaking in athletics in college, we have a very quick questionnaire that I'm happy to send your way to get connected to the coaches. And even though we have all of those incredible things on campus, we have even more that we offer outside of campus, outside of Sioux Falls. A large majority of our students will travel in some way, shape, or form over their 4 years here at USF. We say that we can really send you anywhere around the world. You just got to let us know where you want to go, what you kind of want to do, and we'll get you connected. So then moving on to the financial aspect of USF, even though we are a private school, we are incredibly affordable. As you can see, 100% of our first-time freshmen will receive some kind of financial aid. We try to get everyone an academic scholarship, and we highly encourage you to talk to your admissions counselor, and we always try to make the best offer for you. This page here will show you our sticker price, but the best part is that nobody pays that full sticker price. The one thing I will mention is that includes everything but books, so no extra fees on top of that as well. Lastly, oh, is it going? Maybe. Oh, there we go. Lastly, here's a page to connect to us and our social media accounts. Like I said, I'm going to post more information on the chat box, but please feel free to reach out to us in any way. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And as we have about 4.5 minutes left in the session, I'd like to ask each of our reps to come back on camera and on microphone as we I'm going to share a question. We'll do a quick round robin Q&A in the same order that you presented. And the question we'll have here is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process right now? We'll start with Carleton College.
Yeah, I think one of the things, this is more on the college application. I apologize, it's not really on the search, but is to consider all that you're doing and feel free to put it on your application. This includes not just clubs that you're in school, but also, you know, if you're working a job, if you're babysitting, if you're tutoring, if you're caring for family, you know, those are things that take up your time and they should be included on your application to let us know what it is that you're spending your time on. And that those things that you might not think, oh, they don't care about that. We do care about that. So that would be my one piece of advice.
Up next, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
So what I would advise everyone is, I know that the cost of an education is usually one of the biggest factors weighing on everyone's mind. And so I would just say, don't be too intimidated by the tuition costs that you see, because there's usually a lot of scholarships available through the institution as well as through other resources to you that will help you. And in addition, I'd also encourage you to not be so focused on just what the bottom line is and who has the lowest cost, but also take a look at the return on your investment. Take some time to see what your future earnings are, because you may get a larger return on your investment by investing a little bit more upfront in your education.
Illinois Institute of Technology.
I think the one thing that I would recommend is definitely utilize your college counselor. We're here to answer any questions that we have or that you may have. We're here to connect you with our students, our professors, to really give you the best view of the university. So definitely feel free to ask us questions. There's no such thing as a silly question. We are more than happy to answer anything that you can think of.
St. Cloud State University.
Sorry, my mute button's not working very well. So the 5 things that I would look at is cost, clubs, location, size, and program. So you want to make sure that you're choosing the school that's fit for you. And obviously any of us would tell you, we don't want you to come to our school just to come to our school. We want you to come to our school if you really want to come. So if it's hitting all those points that you're looking at, definitely find something that is fit for you.
Texas Christian University.
I would really encourage you to begin exploring right now. Due to the pandemic, all colleges and universities have put in great effort to record things and put things online that we've never maybe done to that extent before. So you don't need to be in Texas or California to start looking at those schools. Get started now, and then hopefully the rest you'll figure it out.
And University of Sioux Falls.
Kind going off of the TCU representative, what she said, I encourage students to visit campus if you are able. I know in a worldwide pandemic, it is a little bit hard, but if you are able, visit the campuses that you're most interested in attending for college, whether that be through Zoom. I know that several of our professors and students are happy to meet with you, whether that be over Zoom or in person, socially distanced. I think that is the best way to get a feel for the campus and if it's a good fit for you.
Well, I want to thank all of you for sharing that advice for the college search process. And I want to thank everyone for sharing great information about your institutions. I want to thank our attendees for joining us this evening. When you click on this window, or when you close this window, rather, you'll get a link to a very short 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this session, the recording for this session will be available within about a week at the website strivescan.com/Minnesota. Once again, I want to thank each of our presenters for joining us for this session. Thank you very much, and have a great rest of your Thursday evening. Take care.